There's a few things that were very striking about Africa, and especially the region we went to. We drove out on a highway, and people asked us where we were going, and we'd say Boyani, and they would have no idea of where we were going. It was just kind of out there.
We pulled off of this main road, and immediately we were on these dirt roads in between palm trees and just kind of like desert. And it was like leaving civilization, and within 2 minutes, you're on the other side of the world.
And you realize that when you look around, everything is made of mud. And people are just excited to see you.
We played their version of a game called Duck, Duck, Goose. And they would sing the song as you would get up and walk around the circle and touch the kids on the head. Even the kids that physically couldn't get up and walk around the circle, that we would pick them up and walk them around so that they could play the game. But I kind of got a little bit emotional. And I had to get up and I had to walk away from the group, and I went to the very edge of the cement pad, and there was these dirt cars in the ground that they had built and that they would play with. So I told myself that if I ever had the opportunity to go back, that I would take some toy cars for these kids to play with. And unfortunately, I don't get the chance, but others do. I'm super excited for the group that gets to go. And I'm gonna make sure that I give them some toy cars for them to take to these kids. And I hope with Grant Victor's focus on education and improving conditions around the world, that years to come I'll have an opportunity to go back and participate in educating kids and being part of their lives and seeing those expressions on their faces as they spend time with us, as they learn from us.
We were worried when we were dividing up soccer teams that the boys and the girls, it might not be even. And one of the teachers came out and he said, you should make it boys and girls. And he's like, you'll be pretty surprised at what you see. And those girls came out and they were intense. They would not back down to those boys. We saw them, they would just tackle the boys out of the way as they were shoving, and they held their own. And we got to play on the girls' team, and it was so fun to get to know them and to see them get that chance to play and enjoy, because over there in Kenya, those girls might not be given some of the same life opportunities as the boys were, but as long as they're able to gain their education and use that same spirit that they had on the soccer field to try to empower themselves and to better their lives, that gave them chances to go on and maybe get jobs and get further education, which for a long time wasn't available. But you saw the spirit and the fight in those girls, and that was one of those moments that stood out to me. Is it was great getting to meet all the kids, but especially some of those older girls that knew that they had to fight for everything that they got.
We had done the groundbreaking ceremony, which was incredible, and so a few of us headed back to the school, and we got to help the construction crew do more of the digging, and while we were there, it just started downpouring. We'd load up a big wheelbarrow of little tiny stones, roll it over, dump it in a pile, pour some cement powder on it, bring some water over in a bucket, dump it on there, and of course all of this is that much more harder or exaggerated when it's raining and you're pushing a wheelbarrow through 4 or 5 inches of mud. And it was probably one of the most memorable days for me, working alongside them and seeing how they did things, and feeling like I had helped build this school.
So I think what makes this type of service important is that it's things that they can't do for themselves yet. They're appreciative of what we're doing, and they're glad that we're there, but the intent is that they'll eventually be able to support themselves. So by supporting them and trying to help them, I think that we're doing a good thing, but you can see the fire in their eyes, that it's something that they want to take the next step. They want to go further. You see these principals and these teachers and some of the head students.
They want to be educated so they can move away from their village or bring some type of benefits to their village by being educated. So I'm wandering around and we're starting the meeting, And I look over at the schoolhouse and I think, oh my heavens, look, they've put some fresh mud on it. I thought I'd go over and just take a picture, you know, of the side of this school. So I'm walking over there, and there's a little hole about this big. And I'm just going to take the picture. And I see someone looking out, so I snap the picture. And then I look in, and there's these two boys in there, and they're looking out to see what's going on. They're excited that people are there. And then I go back that night, and I look at the picture, and I realize I have a memory of people who are hoping for so much more. And it's in my power to give it to them.
But you will find that there is a purpose. It's been there within you all along. And when you're near it, you can almost hear it. It's like a symphony. Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.